Hey y'all, it's Joanna, and I love to DIY on a budget and make beautiful home decor. And if you like to sew, then catch me on Saturdays. Now, let's get crafty. Okay, so y'all wanted to see my sewing room. Some of you have asked, and I hurt myself this week. I came home from church and I got tangled up and fell face first in the floor, and I busted my knees pretty good, and I busted my face. So my nose and my lip has been hurting, and my craft room has stairs in it. And I couldn't get in there, and it hurts to sit for a while, so I have to stand, and it hurts to stand. So I've been here cleaning my sewing room, and just wanted to show y'all because I haven't posted a Sew It Saturday in a while because I haven't been feeling the greatest, and a lot of stuff been going on. So I just wanted y'all to see my sewing room for the ones of you that have asked me about it and how I store some things. So I'm just going to show you and stop showing you this stupid sign, okay? So when you get to the door of the sewing room, which the bathroom is right here and the laundry is right here, this is what you see. And it took me a minute to clean this because, like I said, we have everything piled in here, and it was awful. It was awful. I do admit I'm ashamed, but it was awful. And you know what? Life happens. But I took that's my light for filming, and then my tripod over there. But I took those cubicles and put those here, and I've got some of my skirt fabric, knit fabric, stuff like that in these squares, and then down there is just some odds and end fabric that I have. And don't pay attention to my floor if you see it, because we're planning on putting hardwood in here, so it looks a mess too. But anyway, there's my two extra sewing machines. One's for travel because it's lightweight. I'm getting too old to be packing around a sewing machine. And yeah, so there they are. Sometimes I go to the church. If it storms, I get out of this mobile home. I'm just going to tell you. So I needed something lightweight and teaching my girls. So yeah. So then I have two more cubicles here that are just a two-sided. And it's got some of my sewing supplies down there as far as glues. My husband's home. Sorry about that. And then just some more fabrics, and then my glue gun and my charger. And then y'all don't judge me in a minute because I have to share my room. But this was the old bedroom of my daughter's. So I got my curtain up there, and it's not two curtains because we have to keep that window closed off. And then there's my ironing station on this side, and then my caddy and my cutting mat on this side. So from this angle, I'm over by the closet door, and I'm looking out to here. So my cutting table is here, and it fits a 36-inch mat, almost 36 foot, 36-inch mat. And then, you know, it's two of those 9 cubby thingies. You can get them at Target or Walmart. I'm not sure where I got mine. And there's my recording tripod. That's able to move around the room. So when you look here, and it's small in here, so there is my granny sewing machine, and I keep her there, and I do sew on her. I use her. I am a machine crazy person. That's all I got to say. Machine hoarder. So on this, I sew bowl cozies sometimes, and this will power through anything. I say if you can get your hands on one of these, do it. They only sew straight stitches, but there's so much you can do with them, and they will go through anything. So yeah. And then I have all my cotton threads right there, and everything for her right there. But she has a matching stool, but I have it at another machine because I can use this stool and it'll roll. I got enough room to roll it right here to reach all my machines. So I have this machine here. I have my laptop for my embroidery machine, which I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to move my Bible studies to this one and get it off my main computer because there's so much on my main computer in my craft room. It's ridiculous. And then I have my Black Beauty Singer Heritage right there. Now, I have a love-hate with this. I love it for everything except sewing buttonholes. When you go to sew buttonholes, I have to get another one of my machines down on the floor that I showed you at first because this one doesn't sew a buttonhole worth a flip, and I can't stand it. But anyway, so I have a power cord down there, and I plug my camera in it sometimes, and it just, you know, I can plug any machines. If I have to, I can move my laptop. I had to put a board under there to prop it because I didn't want to tear it up. But I can put a sewing machine up here if I have to, or move those to put an extra machine in. No big deal. So, yeah. So, there is all that. And all I did was take the back off of an office chair so I can move it around. And then I just put a cover on it so I know which way is the front of the chair. Because it didn't have any way to tell me, and it made my legs hurt. So anyways, so yeah, so there that is. I had to turn the camera off to get my cord. I have a big, long cord I got here. I got a lot of cords, but anyway. Over here, well, let me just show you this first. I have my mat, and I have a piece of metal under my mat. And it is magnetic. And I do use that quite frequently to hold my pattern still and my material sometimes. So yeah, so I have that there. And then on this side, I have my rolly thing I made. So sometimes when I'm cutting, sometimes I'm tongue-tied. I use that. And then my wool mat, pressing mat, do not steam on these. It makes them stink, just saying. And then I have this up there because I've ordered some clips that go around bobbins. And I'm just going to throw all my bobbins in here because I'll show you the way I got them now. I do not like it. I'm tired of it. And I will hopefully eliminate strings. And then there's my caddy I made. I have a video on that in my Sew It Saturdays somewhere in there. You can check that out if you want to. And I did go through my fabric, but y'all don't judge me on my stash, okay? I have various fabrics. These are all cotton. I have those marked. And then these are different prints. And then, you know, I have homespun and checks and things like that. And then I have these sorted here. This is just a mess. Yeah, because it's my mess. And then I have fat quarters or scraps. No, scraps down in those bins, and then that's all my Christmas and fall, or winter and fall, so that's down there. And then this is just a bag that I'm trying out, and I put a dowel rod in my crack here of my table. These are, my tabletop is boards, shiplap boards that my nephew gave me, and I put them together and glued them together, and then I kind of put a little makeshift frame around it. And all this is taped down. I like to go from this side to this side sometimes because I'm right-handed. I don't know if that's why or not, but I put my yardstick here. It's a metal yardstick. I got it at Harbor Freight. You can get them anywhere. And I taped it down with double-sided, really good double-sided sticky tape. And then I put my 1/8, my 1/4, my 3/8, half, 5/8, 3/4, and 7/8 with vinyl. And then I covered them with Mod Podge because you could feel it sticking up and I didn't want to peel them off. But anyway, this I got here it's just a bag, treat bag, and I just scrape stuff off in it. See, it works until it falls out. And then here I have one of these bins from Walmart, and it's perfect to fit right here. And I usually have a weight on it, but I took it off. But this houses all my scissors and my rotary cutters. And then this is a file for when I'm going to, if I have to file something, you know, sand it off. But there's my good scissors. I have 2 pairs of those. And my rotary cutter usually stays in here, but I had it out. So put it back. And then this cuts paper. I don't cut paper with this one. I cut paper with this one, patterns and paper. And then these are my pattern cutting scissors, okay? So anyway, I got those in there. And then in this one, I've got a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff that I know what's in there. Unless I forget, then I don't know what's in there. And then there's all my marking pencils and pens and things like that. So yeah, those things are nice. I love those. I love those drawers. Okay. So, and then on this is another, I want to show y'all what I did. So I didn't like this bag because it was plain, but I got a good deal on it. It's a very sturdy sewing bag. So I made me a little decal to put on it. I hope y'all can see it. And all I did was put it on printable vinyl and ironed it on there. And yeah, it's beautiful. But this has my brand new sewing machine in it that I just got on a great deal at Walmart on clearance. And I couldn't resist. So it's in there. And then the other one, I have either one I can take to travel and do whatever. And then I have my travel mat here that I also made in a video, and it's somewhere in my playlist. And then on my ironing station, sorry, I stepped on my cord. There's my ironing mat, and all it is a board, and it's got wool blanket underneath of it. I showed a video how to do it, but I had to shorten it to make it fit here, so I cut it off. And I didn't want to mess up my fabric, so I just tucked it under. But anyway, this holds fat quarters, jelly rolls, which that's a fat quarter mess right there. And there's fat quarters over there, and then there's sewing tools down there that I use sometimes, and then things down there I may need. And then over here I have my spray bottle and my water bottle to refill my iron. Sorry. And some lint rollers. So, yeah. So this is what I was telling you. Oh, to shut my iron off, to leave it plugged in so I don't have to unplug, because I can't be bending down there. I have vertigo. So I just take my toe and I plugged it in that power strip, and I just turn the power strip off and on. So that will help you, so you don't have to bend over and all that stuff. But anyway, I have my 2 vintage machines under there. I might get rid of one, but I'm not getting rid of that gold and black one, Junker and Rowe or Rue or whatever it is. It's a German machine. And then I do have my curtain up here, but it's just one panel because we keep this window closed off. I live in a mobile home, and the sun shines directly on that window in the summer, and it gets so hot in here that you would not believe it. So we have I have aluminum foil on the window reflecting the light back out so that it doesn't get so hot in here. Usually I have a blackout curtain on it, but this is so much prettier, so we'll see how it goes. Now, what I was saying, I have to share a room. My husband's tools are over here, so I put a shelf up there to hold some liquid stuff, and then his tools are down here, and it is a mess. We don't have enough room in here for stuff, so I do have a mud room when you come in the house. That's where my saws are. So I'm going to move this to there when we have a senior dog. And I even hate to say it because y'all are going to come at me, but, nothing lasts forever. We don't live forever. So when things happen, we'll move in there when I get that cleaned out. Yeah. So her pet crate, and it's a big one. When you have a wolf hybrid, you have a big crate. So, there's no room in there for much anything else. It's only 8 foot wide, I think. Maybe. It might be 6. I'm not sure. But anyway, and then I have my mops and stuff hung on my door. Yeah, that's real wonderful. And then I've got part of a butcher block over there I got to do something with. But anyway, that's that part of the room. Let me go back around, trying to go slowly. So I have a pegboard up here, and it has my rulers on it and serger threads, okay, because I have nowhere to put it. I have an L desk, and it has no drawers on it at all, so I have to have somewhere to put stuff. So pegboards are awesome, and yeah, I could frame them out, but I'm not worried about being pretty right now. I mean, some things I do, but I just need to use them. So yeah, they're here. Plus, I move so much, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be feasible for me to put them, for me to put a frame around them. But anyways, all my rulers are up there. I have large clips back there. There's my DIY clapper and a lint roller. This is a serger that someone gave to me. And I put black on it because it's convenient. So these things are a booger. Unless you buy one that's very expensive. They're a booger to put thread through. So I just leave that one threaded with black. And then I have my new one that I threaded with white. I've had this one for, I guess, probably 5-6 years. But you can still get these. And I love it. I want so badly a cover stitch machine. But I haven't got that far in life yet either. So, yeah. So, above this, I have a little shelf with some vintage knickknacks. If it's vintage, I love it. I absolutely love it. Crafting and Crying, she's new to me. But anyways, I follow her and I watched a video she had of her craft room. And she had a black little vintage sewing machine. I don't know if it worked or not, but it was beautiful nonetheless. I loved it. So anyway, so then I got my thread on this pegboard on thread holders. I bought these off Amazon. And they're, I think, by Brother. So I have them listed in my Amazon store. And so they're hung up. They can sit on your table, but I don't have room on my desk. It's a very skinny desk. See, there's not much room there. So this is a container I got at Hobby Lobby because I love their stuff. And it has my zippers in it. And yes, I steal zippers off everything and hold them. This I wish was a different color, but that holds, I put ouchie on it, and that's where all of my blades and needles and broke stuff and all that goes. These have needles in them. And then I have sewing tips that I need to remember myself. My inch simplified over here. And then I have all my buttons, and this is all Dollar Tree, except those containers right where are you at? Right there. Those are Walmart. I buy these at Walmart. They're pin gear, I'm pretty sure. And these are buttons that you have to cover. And then these are all of my colored buttons. And I just put those in. They fit right in these little Dollar Tree crates. But if they keep shrinking stuff, they're not going to fit. They're not going to fit. But anyways, I got a pack of buttons there just because I love them. And then my chapstick. I can't lose my chapstick. I'm a chapstick addict. And then there is my magnet with a light on it so that if I drop pins, I can pick them up. Okay? Yeah. And then I have back here my, big cone threads on my thread holder I made. And I just run it right to this machine right here. And this is my Black Beauty. And then I have one drawer under here, or set of drawers, and this holds, these are my bobbins. Look at all them strings. Oh, it's driving me nuts. I can't do it. So I bought little clips, and I'm going to take them all out of there. I've had this for 100 years, and it's a ice cube tube tray thingy, and they fit perfect, but it's just the strings, I don't know, I'm getting old. And then there's my needles in a tray that has dividers, and then there's my various presser feet in one from the Dollar Tree. And then I have another foot back here, this thing that measures your stitches, extra needles, and then screwdrivers for taking my stuff off. And then in this drawer I have cleaning supplies, extra bobbins, all just bits and bobs. And oh, I'm bending over, sorry. And then there's my gloves for when I have to push if I'm actually doing a quilt. Extra lint rollers, serger stuff, and some extra thread. Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Whew. Okay. So here is my... I need to make a new one of these. This one's too flimsy. I have lost my clips 12 times and can't stand it. But anyway, my thread catcher right there. and then back to the computer and my needle thing. I'm fixing to do another one of those, make another one of those that's in a picture frame type deal. But then on this wall, I have my measurement chart, and this is my arm. They don't recommend these, but I love them. I have 2 of them, and I've never had an issue with them at all. It bounces a little bit on my shelf, but that's how I film when I'm sewing. I use this arm right here. So on the shelf, if I'm moving fast, I do apologize. I do have a curtain rod hung on there in case I have to hang something up, but I got these from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, those right there, sorry. And I got my white elastic, my black elastic, and then elastic scraps. I have that stuff. Rick Rack. Scrap. Lace. I have lace in here. I have no bias tapes in here. I have a thermometer because I have to, it's cold in here sometimes and I got to put heat in here. And then I have ribbon and some lace in there that I use. And then some dolls that somebody gave me that, but yeah. And somebody made that for me, the little angel doll. And then I have my signs up here that I made. This is my first embroidery projects. You probably can't even hardly see those. But I just keep them because they were my first ones. Sorry I had my head up. You probably couldn't hear me. But anyway, and then I hang my hoops on these hooks that I got at the Dollar General a long time ago. And then I hang my hoops up there, okay? I have my Chevy machine is what I name it. And that's the green one with the chrome pedal. And it's in that case. It's original case. And then this is my embroidery part. And I have, this came from Harbor Freight. And I have a drawer missing because I could not get it in. It kept falling out. So I was like, forget it. So that's why I put that shelf thing under there because it was making me so angry. But anyway, it houses all kinds of stuff. And I have some cardboard pieces that I roll fabric on, extra embroidery thread. You know, you see down there I got parchment paper, freezer paper. That's my tracing paper. And some what is that stuff? Mid-weight fusible for when I'm doing embroidery on stuff. And then I have a little Dollar Tree bucket to catch thread. And then I have 2 underneath of there. They shove right underneath there with my hodgepodge of cords that I need for filming and charging and all that stuff. It is batting, different types of batting, cotton batting and other batting, polyester. And then I have variegated embroidery threads down there, and I have interfacing in there, and I have heat and bond and stitch witchery and all that stuff in there, bonding stuff. And then my little iron up there to put in them. If you're appliquing, those little things come in handy to iron your appliques down or whatever, especially if you put something on them. And then on top here, I can keep my hoop guides. And this machine is a sewing machine as well. So the sewing machine part's up here with the foot. And then y'all look, I've showed this before, but this is my grandson's first shoe. And I put his name on it. I melted the shoe and then made a pincushion. And I love it. I love it. The memories. Oh my goodness. And then here is my vintage, some of my vintage stuff. Y'all, if it's a vintage button or vintage thread or vintage, like tools that they use, anything like that, man, I see it and I pick it up. I absolutely love it. And then I make little jars of, I pick them up and look at them. Sometimes it just makes me happy. But I love vintage sewing machines. There's an old spool from a vintage machine, and I do have a machine that those go in, but I don't have it. I need a thing for it it's a treadle machine, so I need the thing. And then I have pin cushions, and then there's my pin or my bucket that my clips came in. And then I think that's alcohol I use for cleaning stuff. And I have clips up here and magnets and elastic bands. And I made this from an old serger I had found, and it didn't work. So I made it to hold my threads. So, because when you're embroidering, you have to change out your threads quite a bit. So there's my little elegante embroidery machine. It's old now, but it works like a charm. So yeah. And then in here, I have extra thread that wouldn't fit up there. You know, these big cones ain't gonna fit nowhere. So that's just extra threads in there for my embroidery machine. I've had those for 100 years, seriously. And then, let me back it up. There's the sign that I have had for a long time. My little vintage sign. And then I have my door to my closet, which is, oh, my organized chaos. But I have that little bunny up there, and she's holding bags to put, you know, my trash cans. And then I have a ruler that I took out of an old tape and hung it up there, and it's got my exact measurements in it. There's extra scissors, and all these are little things that I screwed in. They're from the Dollar Tree, little racks, and I got my rubber bands, my duster, and, you know, all kinds of stuff over there. Then in this caddy, I have everything, and there's extra rolls of vinyl I got on clearance down there. But, you know, anytime you can get these little compartments, they're nice. I picked these up at Walmart, these little ones. Sorry, I'm not steady. I am holding a camera, and it's hard. So I have just my embroidery stuff in here. Okay, this is all stuff for my embroidery machine except that. And then I have glue guns in case I need them. I don't use it. My fabric tack, Mod Podge, and all that. And then in this one, I have my bobbins for my embroidery machine and needles. And then this one is extra stuff. And, you know, I just got all kinds of stuff in here. I mean, seriously, all kinds of stuff. Y'all don't even need to see all that stuff. But that's where my cam snaps and all my snaps and fasteners and vinyls and all that stuff is in there. And then over here is my Singer 401. And this is the stool that belongs to the machine granny over here. My air just came on, or my heat. I hope you can hear me, but that goes over here. But since I can't roll over here, it stays here for me. It matches too, so it don't matter. But anyway, this is my 401 and the cabinet that it's in. And I absolutely love my vintage machines. I got 2 more in my closet, I think. I know I got 1 more. But anyway, I have a light back there for, you know, for me to see right there. And I have everything that's for the 401 in these drawers right here. And I also have a FAF 360 I need to take and get fixed. And that's in the living room. And his parts are down there. And then I have... I got this one here. It fits perfect under that. And it's got patterns in it. That's where I store my patterns. I've tried to get rid of a lot of patterns. But anyway, that's where I store my patterns. And, let me see. Oh, I got feet from my church kids. So I do have stuff on there. Sorry. Normally that's not on there. And then I have a big thread stand to put behind here in case I need it over there. Well, I want to show you this foot pedal. Don't mind my floor now. But I've seen people ask about this foot pedal. I have something under there. I need to get it out. But anyways, this foot pedal, you have to use your heel. And I've seen people say, how do you use your toe on that foot pedal? Do you turn it backwards or what do you do? No, you use your heel. And it's funny because I saw a sign one time and a friend sent it to me, and it was a vintage article about sewing. And it said that when, they were selling these Singer machines. And it said that when you sew, you need to get up in the morning, put your clothes on, put your shoes on, put your makeup on, and whatnot, and go in there and sew with confidence. And they were doing that to sell machines, and I just thought that was hilarious. So people with high heels put their heels on there, and I thought, wow, that's crazy. But I'm going to show you in this closet, but I shouldn't because I'm ashamed, but I'm going to show you if I can get the door to stay open. Hold on, I got to move my camera cord. Okay, here's the closet. Okay, so I got these hooks from Dollar Tree, and I got rope up there for when I was making those rope bowls and mug rugs. I got to make some more mug rugs with that rope right there. But anyway, I got ironing boards, portable ironing boards here, and they're just hanging on that. Okay, and then she's up there because I want to change her clothes. I don't like that. So I need to redo her. And then in here, I got pattern books, all kinds of idea books, and just whatever I got in there. Our hot water heater's in there somewhere back there. Yeah, so when we get the hot water heater, we got to take all this out. But anyway, there's another vintage machine. I'm not even sure what machine that is at the moment. I cannot remember what that machine is, but there's a vintage machine there. And then I have blanket material here for when I made baby blankets, and I just can't part with it yet. I just can't. I have an extra old iron that I only have if mine goes out, then I have a backup until I can get a new one. And then I have stuff in here, I make hair bows with it and baby stuff, and then that's my travel bag in case I have to leave real quick. And then I just have bags hanging and stuff in there. So anyways, that's my sewing room. What I wanted to tell you about the command strips is this right here. Do you see this? It leaves junk on there, and I can't even get it off. I have scratched my machine, and I just quit because I can't get it off. And this is the command strip. It does that to my walls. It does that to everything. So I don't use command strips anymore because of that reason right there. They're gross. And then if you can't remember which way your wheel turns, you can take a little piece of tape and put it on there. This one turns towards me. Most machines do, but I do have some that go backwards. So you need to know that, because if you turn them the wrong way, you can mess them up. So yeah, so there's a little tip from me to you. So anyways, here is my sewing room, and I can't back up too good because there's no room in here. But anyways, I want to thank you for watching. This is one of my happy places. I love to sew. I really do. And yeah, sewing and crafting is just what I like to do. But anyways, I do want to thank you all for watching. And like I said, don't judge me on my floor, because it's going to get fixed. It's going to get changed. We are working on this whole mobile home, guys. But anyway, everything has a place right now, and it's in its place. That's why I had to show you real quick before I messed it up. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being interested. And until next time, remember, you are a blessing. You truly are. You are my blessing. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Goodbye.